because I did a vulnerable post. I was very transparent. And I said, I've been suffering for 30 years and I think I found something. And people started following me. And it was really remarkable. My A1C went down, my cholesterol went down, triglycerides went down. My doctor was so proud of me. I'm out of diabetes, type 2 diabetes. It was just pre-diabetic, of course. And then Randy's off of his medications for high blood pressure, and the chronic inflammatory pain that I suffered with for 30 years is gone. Is just absolutely gone. Because we can't make any medical claims, but I'm aging backwards. I'll be 68 this year, this October, but I really feel 38.
Yeah, you don't
So
look
I'm
it.
so
Oh,
grateful that
I'm sorry, Risha's back. Can I interrupt a little bit there?
oh, of course. Of
Okay,
Barbara, thank
course.
you so much for saving the
thank
shift.
you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
very much.
Okay.
Okay, this is rainy season in Mexico, and we had the most incredible storm. Just when I got up to stop the dog, the power went out, and I had to try and find my way to my little desk here. And again, it's at Nandisha's house, so it's a whole new experience for me. Let's go back and continue. Okay, can you see the screen, Dale?
No, it says launch. Up there you go. You're on.
Okay, again, thank you, dear Barbara McCubbin, for helping me so much. Okay, so again, as I was saying, we've got some serious problems here with obesity being on the rise. Well, voila, we have an amazing product. We just heard from Barb's testimony. These drops are amazing. So we have day and night drops in Canada. We have Slenderies Accelerate drops in the US. They're different formulas because of different government regulations, but they both do the same thing. Different ingredients, same results. So as I go forward and share with you, the results on the slides are for both countries. And also Mexico has its own formula. So again, we're able to formulate with the amazing scientific team that we have and come together with 3 different formulas and all get the same results. How about that? So you're going to lose twice the weight as diet alone. They are created by doctors, backed by science, all natural, safe, and effective. There are no hormones in these products. And here's how they can help you balance your hormones. Because remember that slide we talked about how we're all out of whack? Rapid weight loss, control appetite, stop sugar cravings, helps with migraines, better sleep, improved libido, more energy, improved digestion, control mood swings. Who would like to have brain fog lifted, right? Improve your immune system, reduce inflammation, and so much more. Again, as Barb said, we can't say that we heal or cure anything, but my own layman's explanation is this. You put your body back into balance, and God has given us such an amazing, beautiful machine called our bodies. It goes into a state of self-correct and just starts going the way that your bodies were originally intended for you. We have sold over the last 16 years well over 1 million bottles. And as you start taking them, combined with our approved foodless eating program, you're going to find the results happen very, very quickly. You will not go hungry on this program. As a matter of fact, our Parksville team on Vancouver Island created this fabulous lunch buffet for us when we did a Super Saturday there last month. Everything on this table is on our plan. I'll tell you, we don't go hungry. We had a lot of fun in Punta Cana at the buffet tables. This is a lifestyle, guys. It's not a fad or a diet, but we're asking you to move away from processed foods, move away from those sugars, all of those things that we put in our mouths that got us into trouble in the first place. And we all know we need to get our bodies moving. Let's do it 5 days a week. Drink your glasses of water and watch what happens. 30-day transition for my friend Katie and James Laponce. Now, I love this picture because the guy on the right looks like the younger brother of the fat guy on the left. 47 pounds in 4 months. Wow. Yes, guys, you have hormones too. Dr. Crystal lost a whole person of herself. That picture on the right was taken over 6 years ago. She still looks slim and beautiful as that picture today. Robin has improved performance in her athletic abilities. Julie Park was very sick and on a lot of meds in that middle picture, introduced to the drops. Now she's young and sassy, mother of 5 kids. Wow, eh? Looks great. April, she'll be on our call coming up very soon. Look at the physiological difference in this girl. It doesn't even look like the same person. Josh is a scientist. He's a physiotherapist with a clinic with a large clientele. He analyzed the drops, tore them apart before he would introduce them to his patients, and feeling very satisfied. You can see the difference in him and his wife, and now they're very successful with the company as well. When Sheila was on my call not too long ago, she was explaining that she was recovering from chemo and radiation, and she was very sick. Thanks to the drops, she got healthy again, and she's said goodbye to 25 pounds. Chris Bailey talked about Lyme disease. He couldn't get anything help. The only help he could get was one prescription of antibiotic after another. That's the only things the doctor could do for him. Well, the drops helped him big time, and now Chris is enjoying his life again. Selena Kirby, blood pressure numbers normalized, A1C numbers normalized, off a whole bunch of meds and looks a whole bunch younger. Ashley celebrates no more boturnos. That's the Spanish word for night sweats, hot flashes. Reese, her husband, is down 65 pounds. Anne and Chad have lost over 125 pounds together. Chad is off of 12 medications. Jerry Wyndham not only lost 12 pounds, but he also got rid of his shakes and acid reflux, as did my husband, Mike. And look at the difference with Colleen from Omaha in 8 months. What a beautiful, beautiful transition. James Scott lost over 65 pounds in 12 inches, but more importantly, he had early onset of Parkinson's. He had terrific shakes, which led him in terrific pain. The drops have somehow helped him not shake anymore. He also, thanks to MOA, he no longer wears his knee brace. He explained that he was once very depressed and not the nicest husband. Now James is back to being happy. He celebrates life again. He's lost 65 pounds. Kelly, friend of ours from Qualicum Beach, she's lost a whole bunch too. Lori LaRock, one story after another. Sherry, thanks for sharing your 40-pound loss with us. Sharon out of Victoria went from XXL to size 6. Tammy doesn't look like she needs to lose anything, the lady on the left, but look at the improvement in her body, the lady on the right. Wow. Nancy was sick and also well overweight, as well as her husband, and they both are back to being trim and healthy, or high school weights, which is how we were intended, right? Valerie out of Victoria, BC, she's actually on the drops brochure. Have a good look at your brochure next time and you'll remember Valerie. So it's not only about weight loss, there's so many other things that happen. Gwen sent me these pictures. She suffered from toe fungus for 20 years. After the drops, in a short period of time from March till June, she enjoys nice, healthy toes again. My dear friend Penny, she had colon cancer and 5 surgeries, one trying to correct the other. She was dependent on her 88-year-old mother to buy groceries, clean the house, do the cooking. She was in bed all the time. After 2 months, look at my dear Penny. She's out gardening and she's enjoying life again. And we have Barbara. I love this picture of Barbara with that beautiful smile, showing off her cute little belly there. And now she's into her size 5 skinny jeans. 21 pounds released in 14 weeks. And these pictures show it all. Thank you, Barbara, for sharing your picture with us. Tiger was recently on our call. He was very sick with COVID. He was oxygen dependent. Over time, the drops have helped him accelerate into great health again. Now he's back at the gym bench pressing 400 pounds. Charlene, she's in her late 70s. She lives at the lake by herself. She had a bad fall. Her son wanted her to move into town into an assisted living. Not over my dead body, she said. Give me 2 weeks on the drops. In 2 weeks, she was back at her. Instead of a walker, she's got a cane. And look at my dear Charlene as she came from Aquafit class. And she danced on the stage in Calgary as she was getting her rank achievement recognized. Another lady in her high 70s, Cheryl, she called me that Christmas Eve wearing that exact black top and said, Ricia, it's time. I need to take your drops. Look at the transition in 4 months. Cheryl danced across the stage too. And, you know, that's what I love about this is our system of growth, our copy and paste system. Everyone needs a plan B. It is no longer a nicety. It is a necessity. We have to have a plan B for survival. And for a senior, especially on a limited pension, most seniors know how to copy and paste or they can learn pretty quick. And I've got a whole bunch of seniors in my team that just love doing this, and it gives them a purpose again. They're excited. Jane Storch, my girlfriend, I think she's about 75. The lady on the left could not clasp her hands because her fingers were so swollen from inflammation. She wanted to be on the couch, hardly wanted to walk the dog. The girl on the right, I saw her in Victoria, a good friend of mine. I was recently in Canada, and she came up to me at that very meeting and she says, Risha, I'm really sorry, but I'm going to leave the meeting for a little bit because this guy is selling a kayak and I really want it. I'm going to buy myself a kayak. That girl now is spending her time on the lake, enjoying her brand new kayak. She has a whole new lease on life. It gives me great pleasure now to bring forward our live testimonials. Kelsey Kohler is a nurse. She's from a famous place in New Mexico, and she's going to tell you what's so famous about it. She's a lovely, lovely lady, very busy. She's also a senior officer, very successful with our company. Kelsey, thank you so much for being on our call tonight.
Hey, I appreciate you inviting me. Thank you.
Yeah, so first of all, let's hear that funky thing about your little town.
Well, so we're a sleepy little village with a shady little past. And we're known for Billy the Kid being shot and killed here by Pat Garrett, and he's buried at our cemetery out by the old fort that was here. So that's kind of the history lesson for where we are.
So I bet you more tourists come to town than people that actually live in the town just to see that grave.
I'm sure there's about 850 people in our village and maybe 1,200 in our entire county. So we have more livestock, cattle than we have in the entire county. So
oh, how fun for you. Yeah. So you're a nurse, you're a mother of 2 kids. On your testimony picture there, I went, wow, this is amazing. So first of all, let's hear how you got introduced to the drops, please.
Well, so my husband's cousin was sharing on Facebook, and I'd been having some health problems, and I'm seeing all the transformations of people, and I thought, I know Misty doesn't know all of these people. What in the world is going on? So I just started kind of digging around in her Facebook and being nosy and noticing that people were commenting and stuff. And so I reached out to Misty and I said, hey, tell me about what is this? What are you sharing? What is it? Send me the ingredients. And so I've struggled with Hashimoto's thyroiditis for the last 6 years, and I've had hypothyroidism for I've had it for 26 years, but probably really more like 30 years. It had gone undiagnosed for those 4 years, just not knowing, that I had a problem until I went to the doctor. And so I've struggled for a long time. Like, you can't lose any weight. I didn't have any energy. And so she sent me all of the stuff, and I just kind of did a deep dive into it. And the ingredients are some of the cleanest ingredients I've ever seen in my life. And I just thought, I'd seen enough just from the testimony that I thought, this is something special here. So that's how I got introduced.
Wow. So being a nurse, obviously you're going to take the science apart, as you say, to check the ingredients and make sure that everything was copacetic to your values.
Right. Western medicine and homeopathy don't cross lines a lot. And so it's very hard sometimes to manage, when you've been told your whole life that there's a pill for this and there's a pill for that, and you're just going down. And what you're finding is that they're adding more pills to your regimen to treat the symptoms that the previous pill they gave you has caused another issue. So, I'm not going to say I'm the only one out there that has a different view on things, because I have a ton of nurses on my team that I'm currently building that we all have the same views and some of the values, but there's absolutely a time and a place for Western medicine, but there's so much more in the natural world of things that are going on if you'll have an open mind and be willing to explore those options.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. So I'm just going to go back to your picture here one more time. I want everyone to see. Okay, so what did you weigh, the girl on the left?
So the girl on the left was about 196 pounds when I started. I had seen the food list. So while I was waiting for my drops to arrive to my house, I had started using, just kind of trying to follow that and get off of some things before I actually got the drops. I came in with a 30 pack when I had started. I'd never tried the drops. I knew nothing about them other than my research. that I had done. And so I was at 100. By the time I got my drops, I was down, I probably lost 5 or 6 pounds. So I started in 180, 186, 187 area on
Okay,
my
and the
official
girl
weight.
in the coral sweater. Okay, the middle shot there, you're holding out your belt, and there was what, an extra 10 inches or something on that
Oh my
belt?
God, it was insane. So I bought that belt in May of 2024, and I started my drops the end of June 2024. And so this was in September. And so, yeah, there's probably, you can't see it in that picture, but there's probably 10 inches of belt. When in reality, when I bought the belt, I had about this much, but maybe 2.5, 3 inches of belt sticking out of there. So I tell you what, man, once I started, and what I really found was on day one, my brain fog was completely gone on day one. Um, and so, with the Hashimoto's, I'd struggled a lot with not being able to lose the weight. I was having issues of going numb from nipple line down. I'd had 3 MRIs. They thought I was having a stroke at work one day and really couldn't figure out what was going on. And so it really chalked it up to just being stressed at my job. And so once I started the drops and got going, I haven't had any episodes of numbness. My brain fog was gone on day one. My irritability that I had was completely gone. And it would sleep at night, but it wasn't restful sleep. I would sleep 8, 9, 10 hours, and I would just wake up just feeling exhausted, like I had never even closed my eyes. And so those were some of the big things. And then just the boost of energy that I got from the drops was a big one. And so what I found is when you are in a place where you feel so bad for so long, you're almost at a desperation point. There were days that I had pain that was so bad I couldn't get out of bed, but I had to because I had to go to work. I was a nurse. We're in the middle of COVID when, a lot of things were happening. I couldn't quit my job because where am I going to go? I live 60 miles to the closest big town, so I had to stay where I was. But um, when you start feeling better, things change for you. So when you've come from a place that has been so dark and filled with so much pain, and you just think, I got to keep going, and you're clawing your way out to just try and do it, and you start feeling the change. I tell people all the time, like, I have gotten my life back. The drops have given me my life back. So not only did I lose 35 pounds and over 30 inches with the drops, to me, that's just an added bonus because the brain fog that's gone, the pain that's gone, the energy that I've developed, and I mean, I'm a completely different person.
And what about the medications? Are you still on all those drugs?
I do still take thyroid medication. I'm on two different, I take Cytomel and Tiracent. I was on the last ditch option with the Tiracent. Synthroid didn't work for me. Levothyroxine didn't work for me. And so the doctor said, basically, this is where we are. If this doesn't work, we're doing a thyroidectomy. And I said, you're not touching that thyroid.
Yeah.
I will live with that and I will figure out how to get around it. So I still take the medication, but I just feel so much better.
Wow.
And I've been off of the drops since February.
Yeah.
So I haven't gained any weight back. I don't follow the food guide 80-20. It's probably more like 50-50. I really follow that during the week. I follow it. And then on the weekends, I lax off a little bit. But I mean, I'm still just going and blowing. My boys will be senior and a freshman this year. And I'm chasing them and working my school nurse job. And I own a business in Clovis, New Mexico, which is 60 miles one way from us. So we're on the go a lot.
You look fantastic.
Well,
And thank you so much for being on our call tonight. It was a real pleasure talking to you.
Thank you for having me.
What a fantastic testimonial. Let's move on to Youngsville, North Carolina. We're going to talk to Kat Dugan. You're going to have to tell me the proper pronunciation of your name, but I want our audience to have a look at the slide here for a moment because I am seeing an incredible difference, an incredible transformation, a huge physiology change. Kat, I'm so grateful for you to be on our call.
Thank you so much for having me. And I say Dugan, but when I went to Ireland, they said no, it's pronounced the other way. So today is the 37th anniversary of me heading off to Army basic training. So if you
Wow.
see the logo on, I'm having a very big day of tripping down memory lane, but a lot of people look at me and
Thank you
they
for your
don't know.
service.
Thank you so much. A lot of people don't know my medical history. Obviously, we don't walk around with our medical history. Um, and people, we're looking for people just like me that seem to have it together, seem to look very normal. I had just had back to back to back to back surgeries. From my Army injuries, I've had 33 procedures or operations.
Wow. Wow.
My chest was basically crushed. A piece of equipment, an 80-pound piece of equipment that was 5 feet tall, fell on me from 20 feet in the air. If you do the physics on that, it's 4,000 pounds of pressure per second.
It's amazing you
So
lived through that, girl.
it is truly a God thing that I'm alive on many counts. So I was flattened to the bed of my truck. Medics had to pull me off my truck. Unfortunately, my problems didn't end there. When I finally got med boarded out after Desert Storm, served during Desert Storm, guy hit me head on in traffic. I was going 55, he was going 55, so a combined stopping speed of 110. Lots of broken bones, more organ damage. So I'd had some kidney operations, had a knee replacement. The VA had put in a system that had failed. I needed to have another knee replacement on the same leg within 11 months. Normally, it's a 20-year age difference. 20 years you get out of a new knee. So my weight had ballooned up. I mean, I was stress eating. And I was not exercising. I was able to get out to one social right after the second knee replacement. And a friend said, Kat, I know you've got limited ability to do anything right now, but we got to bring down your stress. I've got these drops I want you to try. And I'm going, I've tried everything. And she's like,
Sure.
you haven't tried these. And I'm like, okay. I was desperate. And it took, because I had so many drugs and so much anesthesia in my system, it took a while for my body to detox. But I started feeling better the same week. And I know we've all heard, our doctors have said, well, if you just lose the weight, you'd feel better. No, we need to start feeling better, and then the weight gently releases off. I slept 38 pounds off. I started having less brain fog than no brain fog, better moods. I have Hashimoto's myself. I'm off 2 medications. My thyroid levels are perfect. I've been mostly on the drop since 2019. I lost the original weight, the 38 pounds, 38 pounds in about 7 months. I only ate 80% clean. Now I'm trying to do the 95% clean bit. I'm still on my weight loss journey, but I feel better. I can move better. I have more energy. I used to get the B12 shots. The B12 in bottle two is on par with you spending $500, $600, $1,200 for B12 at a doctor's office. And I had gotten into holistic medicine. I do acupuncture and chiropractic and all sorts of things because the VA, as a disabled vet, they just want to shove pills and surgeries. Now, some of the surgeries I've needed, but I cannot begin to tell you how many people, whether they're veterans or civilians, desperately need these products. We are at a point of desperation, and I slowly introduced other products. My flat out, bar none favorite product is MOA, though. I took it to my VA doctor. I took it to my neurologist. My neurologist sat with me for 2.5 hours going over all of this stuff because I wanted to go off my meds. And I went off them myself, but I was having 2 or 3 packs of MOA a day. And he said, you're doing really well. I told him that I'd been off the meds for a month. And he's like, I support this as long as your regular doctor supports this. I'm totally okay. This is not going to hurt me at all. If it helps you and it can have you have no side effects from meds, I'm all for it. So there are people that are walking the planet that look like they have it together. They may look reasonably healthy, and they are crying for solutions, and this company has it. The other lady beautifully said, Kelsey beautifully said, it's very hard to find science with holistic and homeopathy married together, and here we have it. And we batch test everything, and I'm just going, and I'm an analytical person. I was blown away. I was a product of the product for a long time, and my rep fell off the planet. She disappeared. And finally, somebody from this company said something on my Facebook page, and I finally went out to his page to see what he was up to, and he was selling the drops. And I'm like, I don't care where you are, I will drive to you. Do you have a box? And he said, yes. I drove to Richmond, Virginia. He said, I can sell you a box, or do you want a box for free? I said, okay, tell me the free part.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
I did buy the box, but that's how I'm like, wait, there's a business opportunity here. So I'm grateful. I hope that helped anybody tonight, but I am beyond grateful. You could stop paying me, and I would shout from the rooftop what these products have done for me. And I'm on a whole host of the products that you've shown tonight, by the way.
Wow. You are the most passionate person I've ever had on my call in the last 365 days. I love you. Oh my God. Between you and Kelsey, I'm going to tell you ladies this, and I'm going to tell my audience. When I invite somebody to be my testimonial, I don't know what your story is going to be. I saw one of your posts somewhere. I might have heard you on one of our training calls, and I thought I'm going to contact that person and get them on the call. And both you and Kelsey had such amazing testimonials, and it's comparable to every week. I hear it from 6 people every week over and over what these drops have done. And you're right. We need to shut it off the rooftops because people out there need our help. Thank you, Kat, so much. Wow, just love you to bits. Thank you, Kelsey. Love you both so much. I'm really grateful for you to be on our call, especially you're in a later time zone. I really appreciate you staying up past your bedtime hour. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, you're probably wondering, I'm convinced I want the drops. Well, you can certainly become a customer and buy retail. We do love our customers. But you know what? Why would you want to pay retail when you can get a better deal? Someone is going to say to you in 3 days, and 5 days, and 7 days, wow, you look great. What are you doing? And you say, well, I've started these drops. And it's our human nature to be able to want to share this with others. It's also our company's nature to want to send you a commission check. So why not set yourself up so you're ready to receive those checks? A virtual business in the United States is $29.95. It's a one-time lifetime membership. In Canada, it's $37.95. You get everything you need. You get the back office, you get a website, you get the training, everything comes with it. It's just the best $30 you're ever going to spend. So I'm about to share with you that part of the business because, as I say, there's going to be people that want to know what you're doing. As a matter of fact, I was with Nandish's friend today walking the dog, and he says, I want to know what you're doing. I need a plan B. So let's talk about the plan B, and whatever results you get, whether they be 7 new air conditioners or fixing your pool or whatever, it all depends on your passion and your desire to learn to be coachable and to do the copy and paste like we all do. So let's talk about turning your drops into profits. First of all, as a brand partner, you're able to immediately get 30% off of suggested retail. So you can become a wholesale customer as well and just enjoy those benefits. But as I say, I promise you, you will be sharing this with others because you're just going to be feeling so good. Let's give an example. Kat talked about getting a box free. Well, this is one of the options. You buy a 4-pack for $371. This is in the United States. You sell 3 of them, you gain a profit of roughly $225, and you get your box for free. That's simple. On our system of growth, we'll talk about that in a minute. The Canadian 4-pack is $500. Same thing, make $225 or so in profits. Share 3 with others and get your box free. It's that easy. Now let's go to your Facebook, your Instagram, TikTok, because there's an international audience out there waiting that needs these drops, that needs our help. We have a very simple app. It's called Boards, and basically it's kind of like Google Cloud in the sky. It has everything you need. All you have to do is go into social media. Week 1, your 14 posts are there. When people ask questions, how much are they? What are the ingredients? Blah, blah, blah. Text strip for drops, you copy and paste. So if I can teach Seniors on my team that are close to 80 years old, how to copy and paste and do this system, I know you can easily do it too. Here's an example of Rick and Crystal's post. Between the two of them, they lost 210 pounds. Holy mackerel, right? The comments I got after posting that one was great. Now, I believe it was Kelsey that said she bought 30 boxes. Why did she do that? Because she got herself to the top paid position right out of the gate. It's called Ultimate. And you can get a 30 pack of boxes in Canada and in the US and turn it into profits anywhere from $2,100 to $2,700. Once you're at Ultimate, we're going to talk about that in a moment. You keep that position for life. First thing what you want to do is activate your position so you're eligible to receive commissions. It's 200 point activation. Again, to remind you, a 4-pack is 200 points. In the US, 208 points in Canada. Voila, you're activated. I'm going to suggest you put that renew in your shopping cart. It is the best of the best. It marries up so well with the drops. And plus, after you experience the renew, every one of your customers on the drops will want the renew too. We in Canada have different packages. There's the member pack, the business pack, and as you see, the value of points goes up, and I'll refer to that in a moment. Your elite pack, the person who invited you to this call can go over the packs with you, and we have the ultimate pack. In Canada, the ultimate pack is 30 boxes for 3,570 Canadian dollars. Whenever I talk Canada, I mean Canadian dollars. When I talk US, it's USD dollars, of course. But on this 30 pack, you're looking at profits of about $2,143, plus you get your drops for free, right? So it's a minor website for my villas, and I can't even get a website for that kind of money. And then again, the more you buy, the bigger the discount. So in the US, when you get a 10 pack, your unit cost goes down significantly. But look at this, a 30 pack, it goes down all the way to $77. And you're selling it roughly for $166, $170. You're making a significant profit per box. We're talking about $2,700 of profit. We say, get to Ultimate, get the monkey off your back, get the best price possible so you can benefit from the highest profit possible and enjoy the best compensation plan in the industry. We get paid 9 different ways. I'm going to gloss over a couple of them. But first, to keep your status active, make sure that you try and experience different products. To buy 100 points of product a week, I think it's 2 boxes of drops, or less than that is 100 points. You can sell or buy these points, but nevertheless, you want to make sure that you start experiencing. Kat talked about that she's on all these products, as I am, because everyone has its value and everyone shows its benefits. Again, you're going to get retail of 30 points. So when you offer these products to others, you'll automatically make 30%. But Mary's going to say, I don't want to be your retail customer. I don't want to pay retail. I want to buy 1,000 points of product myself. If you're activated with the 4-pack, you're going to make 15% on the 1,000. That's $150. If you buy business pack or work up to any of these positions within your first 4 weeks, you would earn 20%. So you can see the scale of commissions rising. The elite package is 1,000 points, and you would earn 25% when you personally sponsor Mary. And the ultimate pack is 1,500 points. Again, that's the 30 pack. You have lots of inventory, start posting, move those boxes, just like Barbara talked about, and you're making the top paid position. For everyone like Mary that you personally sponsor in their first 4 weeks, or until they get to Ultimate, you'll be earning that 30%. So it's definitely worth it. One mentor said to me, if the company wants to pay you extra, never leave money on the table. Again, the Ultimate pack, coming back to this, the 3 10-packs in the US is $2,300. In Canada, it's $3,570. And you're going to be surprised at the response that you get. Remember mine? 59 comments. And I just held up a picture of me holding the box. Now, Mary's going to go out and build a team, and probably you talk to Henry as well. So you've got 2 teams going. Mary might run away all the way to Kansas, and she becomes what we call your power leg. And Henry is a little slower. He's building a little bit in Wisconsin, and things are happening. And then he talks to Toronto. Before you know, he's got Calgary. But Mary still has that fast running leg. You are going to make 15% on Henry's leg, which is called your pay leg. 15% on all of the action on that leg as Henry talks to other people and it branches to Toronto, to Calgary, to Kelowna, to Kamloops. you're going to make 15%. If you start another leg, you also make 15% on that other leg as well. So what happens in addition when you make 250 US dollars in base commissions in any given week, because yes, we do get paid every Friday, the company puts aside 15% in savings bonus. As that accumulates, and you see in your back office the little wheel moving, as it gets to $10,000, you are going to get paid in 10,000 US dollars. So for the Americans on the line, I need to say US dollars for the Canadians, because that works out to be about $14,000. And congratulations, Barb and Randy, because they just triggered their $10,000. I'm really excited about that for you. Last year on stage, there were so many people that had triggered it. Jerry and Allison, Ashley and Reese, Kim and Eric. And again, we have Barbara and Randy, I just mentioned. Over to the Canadians, Chris and Joni, Bob Budd, Lynn Budd, and recently Christy Walsh. She just triggered hers on the very same day that I triggered mine too. So Partner Co is going to send me to Africa on a safari, and I'm looking for people to join me on my bus. Anybody want to come to Africa? Let's talk about the matching bonus. And this is the same thing that when you get to Ultimate in your first 4 weeks, you get to what we call gold status. So we talked about Mary and Henry. You personally introduced them to the company. Let's say Mary makes $1,000 in base commissions in a week. You are going to be awarded 15%, apart from Mary's earnings, $150 in her matching bonus. And Henry, let's say he does 1,000, you would also make 15% on Henry. And as Henry introduced Eric, you would make 10% on Eric's matching bonus. And as Mary introduced Linda, you would make 10% on her. And that goes all the way down to their 7 generations of family. This matching bonus I have seen that can equate to people's mortgage. It's amazing how quickly it adds up. And further, we're going to wrap things up real quick, but we have lifestyle credits for doing everything we normally do. We sign up customers, we sponsor brand partners, we order a monthly subscription, we accelerate our business, you get paid lifestyle credits. This happy team went to Tahiti in April of last year. Another group went to the Bahamas. Many people went to both trips. And then we had Punta Cana, and as I mentioned, Barb and Randy were on that trip with us. There was over 178 people on that trip and a whole bunch more. And Barb, as a matter of fact, there she is right next to Susan, right up there, celebrating Bali as well. Can you imagine that you make a whole bunch of money, you buy a whole bunch of new air conditioners, you fix your swimming pool, you get your new fridges, and you get to go on a 5-star vacation for free? This is what we're talking about, guys. This company wants to spoil you like crazy. And now it gives me great pleasure to bring on board all the way from Memphis, Tennessee, and I hope I don't wreck your last name here, DAPO Odusanya. DAPO, are you with us tonight?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Good evening, everybody.
Thank you so much for hanging on through our thunderstorm and our power outages and all that. I'm so glad to meet you face to face.
Thank you. Glad to be here. Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. Now, how did I do in your last name?
You did really good.
Odusanya?
Odusanya, you did very good.
And what country are you from originally?
Well, my parents are from Nigeria, but I was born here in the States. Yeah.
You were born here. Okay, in the US. Okay. And were you born in where you're living now?
No, I was born in I just went blank. Lake Charles, Louisiana.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
good. Now, how did you get introduced to the drones? Because you're doing very well. You're an officer with our company, so congratulations. What is your story, DAPO?
Well, for the sake of time, because it is 10 o'clock over here, and I'm a very transparent person. So I've been traveling. I'm tired, but it's 10 o'clock. But I'll be very brief. So mine started about 10 years ago. 10 plus years ago. At the time, my mom was taking several medications. My mom had high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and she was also diabetic. So by fate, I met a guy who talked about tea shinola juice. For those of you who don't know about it, it's a juice in a bottle that comes from Tahiti. When the guy told me that bottle is featured in the medical physician desk reference, he didn't know who I was because I also have my master's in physical therapy. So when he saw that, that sold me. I said, let me go to your car. Let me see if you tell the truth. And right there in his car, he had a big old book. And for those of you who don't know about this, every medical doctor in the United States has that book. It's called the Physician's Desk Reference. It's for the physician. It is always on their desk, and they make reference to it. And I really have to stress this a lot. When you go see a doctor, they say, what's wrong with you? They will always step out before they come back and give a prescription. So what they've just done is made reference to that book. So make long story short, when I saw that knowing it was in that book, I said, man, give me a case, I'm good. Luckily for me, my mom is 75 years old. I should show a picture of her. My mom is just absolutely beautiful. But she began to drink the juice. 4 months later, I said, don't tell your doctor. She started with one medication. And I don't know who mentioned this earlier. It goes from 1 to 2 to one drug gives you another condition to resolve. And before you know it, you're taking so many medications. So my mom was taking several medications. So 4 months later, I said, Mommy, I'm going to your doctor when you go to your physical. So we went to the doctor of 4 months of correct and consistent use of taking the product. In this case, T-Shinani. I have to really stress that. So if you're here on this call, or if you're new or you're a brand partner, please stress to your clients, they have to take it correctly and consistently. That is so key. So I'm gonna say that one more time. They're taking it correctly and consistently. So that
How
way,
do we know correctly? How do we know that?
You have to follow what's been suggested. If they say, for example, take the drops, before your meals, in the morning, in the afternoon, and at night, they have to do that correctly.
Yes.
They also have to follow, for example, with the drops, the food approved list, taking it correctly. You see, so with knowing, for example, you got to take it preferably on an empty stomach in the morning. Get in the morning, drink it, at least 2 ounces, I suggest, and then drink that some water, so it goes really down to your bloodstreams. So I always stress that. So that should hopefully answer your question. So 4 months later, I went back to the doctor. We went in. I said, Mommy, how you feeling? I said, baby, I'm doing good. It's okay, very good, very good. They got it on the treadmill, ran it for a few minutes, and that's called a stress test. They stopped her, took her blood pressure. The nurse said, and stepped out. The second nurse comes in, draws her blood, and then she steps out. And here comes the waiting game. 5 minutes passed, 10 minutes passed, 15 minutes passed. I'm getting a little nervous. I stepped out. Luckily, I saw the nurse and the doctor talking down the hall. I said, hey, guys, we're still here. Oh, yeah, Mr. Odusanya, we'll be there, very, very soon. I won't forget, it was about 27 minutes later, because I was clocking the time. 27 minutes later, doctor comes in with the 2 nurses, and they told my mom, we don't know what you're doing, but we're going to wean you off all medications.
Wow.
My mom, 7 medications to 0. I've told this story so many times, I've now been able to control my emotions. To see my mother, and I may cry, but to see my mom go from 7 to 0, I was blown away. Folks, I think it was Kat who mentioned this earlier. We have a gift here. I'm going to say this again. We have a gift. Now, everybody that's hearing my voice, there's so many people out there who are hurting, but they won't say it because they've been programmed. They're ashamed. We don't know what they're going through. I've lost so many friends to so many diseases in their 30s, in their 40s. We have a gift. So when I talk to somebody, for me, it's not about the sale. We just have to create value of what we have. So make long story short, Mama's doing well now. Mama said she just turned 75. So that was my story.
Wow.
That's the point, And, the rest is history. And I just, tell my story as it is. With the drops, I wasn't trying to lose weight, but I keep hearing all the stories. I was 2'7", so there was no before picture that I took of myself. I was 217. I began taking the drops. And someone said, hey, dude, you're getting too small. I said, where? Small where? So no, I'm not. I said, you may want to go weigh yourself. I was 195. From 217 to 195. I wasn't even trying. Now, mind you guys and ladies, I love to eat. I'm a foodie. I'm sorry. I love to get my eat on, okay? I think, I try my best, about 50% following the approved food list. But yeah, I lost 22 pounds without even trying. My triglyceride also came back to normal as well. So there's so many testimonials, but my mom's story drew me into the company, and the opportunity. And here I am, and it's an amazing journey. And I just want to beg everybody out here who's hearing my voice, please, please, please serve with love. Serve from your
Wow.
heart, and the rest will come. So thank you for letting me share.
Dapo, thank you so very much. I'm not going to hold you much longer, but you said what needs to be said. Thank you so very much for being on our call tonight, and congratulations on your success. And I'm going to
Thank
tell
you.
you, I'm just a little bit envious because my mom is in heaven now and you still have your mom. So, you know, you got to have that phone call every day. You got to have, if she's close by, you got to have the hug and kiss every day because you
Okay.
just, every day is a gift, right?
Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah. Oh,
yes.
wow. Well, congratulations again. And thank you so much. We're going to wrap up this call. It's getting late for everybody. And again, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
And now I learned how to do my noni. I wasn't doing it correctly, so now I know. Just imagine the miracles that will start happening, right? Really excited about having Dapo on the line with us as well tonight. So how will you know if the products are working for you? It's simple. We've heard it from Kat. We've heard it from Kelsey. We've heard it from Dapo. You will have more energy. You've heard it from me. I sleep better. Your mood will improve. You'll be more joyous. You'll have that increase in your libido, reduction in inflammation. And it's not only about looking good in those skinny jeans, but it's about being healthy because all that extra weight around your middle is extra burden on your heart. Better elimination, digestion,
missing.
less brain fog, boost in
Oh,
immunity,
sound went
overall
off again.
sense of well-being. Can you please mute the lines, Dale?
Sure.
So, as Dapo said, as Kat said, everyone out there,
Mute.
okay, how am I doing? Am I unmuted? Can you hear me, Dale?
Yep. Yep.
Okay, thank you. Everyone out there is experiencing these same symptoms. Everyone, unless they're two. We have it in our pockets. We have it in our mouths to open up our hearts, open up our mouths, and share these products with others. Your co-workers, your brother-in-law, your cousins, your family reunion, everyone. Not everyone will be receiving, but at least it's our job to open our mouths and share this with them. Let's have a quick look at Partner Co. We are 2 years old, but already we've sold 1 million bottles of drops sold over the 16 years. We're in 50 plus markets. We've had over 172 plus million bottles of Tahitian noni. We are voted with surety the best compensation plan. I've never seen so many people walk across that stage in Calgary from all walks, all ages of life, getting the checks. We have won several awards. We are on our way up. The last I heard, we're the third fastest momentous growing company in the world. So in summary, let me ask you this in closing. Are you a 1, a 2, a 3, or a 4? So get ready if you're a 1. You want the drops and you're prepared to buy retail and pay the most. Don't see any ones in the chat. How about a 2? You want the drops and would love to become a brand partner or wholesale customer so you can save money? That's a good place to be. Why not, right? But what about the 3s in the house? You want to get on this health and wealth train and ride. Do we have any 3s? Or some of you are waiting for the 4s? How about getting on this health and wealth train and ride it big to destination prosperity? I want to see the 4s in the chat because, ladies and gentlemen, you heard my story, how my world had changed in the last 14 months, where I was so broke, I was very sick, I was very obese, and how in 14 months my life had completely changed. Barb and Randy on the call, I know they've had a rough go in the last few years. They're now going into a beautiful new house in the Carolinas. Our lives have changed, and there's thousands of people that this company has touched. Why not join us? Live the dream, enjoy that time freedom, that body you love so you can put on your polka dot bikini, enjoy that financial stability. So when those emergencies come into your life, for you, for your family, for your kids, you're prepared to deal with it. And we are just a whole bunch of happy people. So we have Hug Fest. So come and join our beautiful community of friends and in those luxury experiences in all those gorgeous places. Enrolling is easy. Please get together with the person who invited you. They can explain the different plans available to you. You should get your product in anywhere from 4 to 6 business days. I so enjoyed being on the call with you tonight. Again, I apologize for the thunderstorm, but that's God's way of saying, Ricia, you talk too much. Our next call, we are dark on Thursday. Next call will be Monday, July 28th at 7 p.m., 1 week from now. And I want to say thank you so very much to Kelsey Kohler for being our guest, to Kat Dugan for being our guest, and to DAPO Odusanya for being our guest as well. You guys, this rocked the night. I'm so happy. Thank you so much to the brand partners for supporting the call tonight, and to definitely the guests, because this call was for you. Dale Rumming, my beautiful co-host with the most, thank you so much for making it a great show. We're going to stop the recording, and if anyone wants to hang out just for the coffee clutch time, I'd be happy to open up the room for a little bit and get some questions answered.